This is episode 288 of the Beyond the Food Show. And today we're going to talk about how you can learn to believe in yourself more than diet culture and how you can cultivate the belief that it's possible for you to change, belief that will support your amazingness, goodness that is in you now. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Going Beyond the Food Show. I'm Stephanie Dozier, clinical nutritionist and creator of the Going Beyond the Food method. And after a 25-year dieting career that started at the age of 12, I decided to say hell no to diet culture and undiet my life. It is now my mission to help women undiet their life. If you're new to our podcast, be sure to grab our free podcast roadmap at stephaniedozier.com/roadmap. Ready, sisters? Let's do this. Hello, sisters. I'm coming off of such a powerful weekend, and I wanted to share it with you because I literally crossed off something off my bucket lists, my aspiration in the second career of helping women leave diet culture. I held a virtual retreat, an intensive teaching space for professional women in the non-diet world. And I wanted to create this space, this avenue of teaching that felt pleasurable and easy for both parties. And I tested this brand new model of event, and it was a success all around. I even cried when I was beginning this event on Saturday morning because I realized that these women were present, just like you're present listening to this podcast right now. And I'm helping you by teaching you a different concept to help you liberate yourself. But I just want you to feel me when I say you're also allowing me to realize my dream, right? My dream in the case of the podcast and Undiet Your Life to liberate 1 million women from diet culture, just like the professional women are helping me by learning my teaching and going out into the world and helping thousands of women themselves. That's how we together will affect 1 million women and help them liberate themselves from diet culture. And the topic I was teaching on is relevant to the topic of today's podcast. These health professionals, these coaches wanted to create confidence for themselves. They wanted to create confidence in their professional skills, their coaching skills, and their ability to build a business. Because in the business world, if you are in the entrepreneurial journey, you'll connect very well to what I'm about to say here. But for those who are not, there's this culture in the online business space. I call it the hustle culture or the bro marketing culture. Well, that's diet culture version in the business world. And that cultural space that's currently holding online business is about hustling, doing more, manufacturing credibility, that everything about your ability is centered around the number of followers you have in social media and your level of revenues and the number of likes, all external elements. And so when you are someone who does, like we do, I do, and the people that I train, counterculture coaching or counterculture teaching, like the non-diet approach for women to health, you don't fall within this stereotypical approach to marketing into business. And many professionals feel not confident, right? So that's one of the things that I wanted to help them, is that I wanted to help them create that space within themselves to believe that it was possible for them to be confident in what they were doing, even though culturally the message they were getting is that they weren't entitled to confidence. So we did the program, the teaching. I taught them the self-coaching methodology and how to apply it in their business. And the results have been outstanding. The feedback has been outstanding. So that's what I'm going to teach you today, but in a version on how you can believe in yourself more than diet culture, and how you can cultivate an inner narrative that supports believing in yourself and believing in your ability to change. Because many women, when they enter the world of the non-diet approach, right, the intuitive eating and body image and recovering from diet culture, there's hundreds of thousands of women who listen to this podcast. We're getting close to about 800,000 downloads. So literally close to 1 million women are listening to this podcast, but there's not close to 1 million women that have been through my program, because many women are stuck in this place of fear because they don't believe it's possible for them to change. So that's what we're going to teach today, is how to shift from believing more into diet culture and all the belief system around that into yourself. So I'm going to start us off by giving you some example of diet culture beliefs. So first one, we'll talk about self-confidence and body image. So do you, for an example, believe that your own personal level of self-confidence is the outcome of the size of your body or your beauty, or perhaps the amount of wrinkle you have? Do you understand that for other people, it's possible to be confident in a larger body or in the body that has a lot of wrinkle, and you admire these women, but you don't believe that for you, it's possible? It's a lost cause. Let's go to food. For example, do you believe that for you, it's impossible for you to have a peaceful relationship to sugar, that something is wrong with you or your body, and that sugar has this grip on you that makes it impossible for you to control? Do you believe that your habits around exercise or movement is the outcome of your own lack of, quote, self-discipline? That if you were or weren't so lazy, you'd go for a walk more often? And I'll go to outside of food and body, because that's what we do here, right? We go beyond the food and we'll go to career. Here's a way into which diet culture belief affect your career, like your work life. Is your career, or do you believe that your career is stalled because of your inability to be good enough, perfect enough, or produce enough work in order to meet your boss's standards? Or perhaps you don't apply for the job or start the business because you simply think you're not good enough and that other people have so much more to offer than you. These are all diet culture beliefs. Thoughts that you have learned from a cultural environment in Western society that is labeled diet culture. And it was passed on to you by your family of origin, the other women in your life, your group of girlfriends in high schools. But here's the thing. Beliefs aren't facts. Beliefs aren't truth. So diet culture beliefs like thinner body are better is not a truth. It's not a fact. It's just a thought. It's just a belief. Belief is thoughts that we think on repeat. Thoughts that we have repeated in our inner narrative so many times and heard it from other people and seen in the world that they've become a personal belief. Belief, though, are just thoughts, right? They're not truth. We believe they are factual. We believe that it's a truth for everyone, but it's not. We believe it so hard because we keep thinking it literally millions of times. So it's not a fact that thinner body are more valuable. It's a perspective, an opinion. Beliefs are opinion we choose to have. We choose to have them by maintaining this belief, by continuing to think thoughts that are associated with this belief. This means that diet culture belief like thin bodies are better will remain a belief for you if you keep thinking the various assortments of thoughts supporting this belief. Thoughts like, I'm going to give you a few examples. This is all coming from our community inside of our program, right? That's not me making up these thoughts. This is what we hear all the time. Women come into our world thinking, well, I'll have more confidence, or I would have more confidence if I was in a smaller body. I would have an easier time dating if my body was normal. I would easily sway the decision at the work meeting if I was more beautiful. These are thoughts that women think that support diet culture beliefs. Beliefs like thinner body are better, diet culture belief, which by the way, thin bodies are better, is a central pillar of diet culture. Imagine if you were to no longer believe that thinner body are better. Just imagine this for a minute. If that tomorrow I would literally sway my magic wand over your head and I was to remove this belief magically from your head, you would no longer be taking part into diet culture. You would no longer buy diet culture product. You'll no longer need to obsess about food. You no longer need to experience the all-in, all-out relationship to exercise. You'd get a shitload of time back to yourself. Imagine, it's one of the common testimonial we get about our program. I got my life back. All this time I was spending, controlling food and thinking of ways to exercise more. All these things gone. I got all this time back. You could really focus on what matters in your life. So, how do we change beliefs? Right? Remember, beliefs are thoughts, right? So it has to do with thoughts. But here's the first thing you need to do. Hold space for possibility. Hold the space for yourself that it's possible for you to change, that it's possible for you to change your beliefs. We have to recognize that for women, prioritizing believing in themselves over the cultural messages from diet culture is just that, counterculture. So by making the decision to believe in yourself more than diet culture, you're fall into this space of being counterculture. And that can feel scary. And that can create uncertainty at first. But let me just say this. Any choices grounded in love for yourself will always trump fear-based choices like continuing to believe that thinner body are better, even though you know it's making you miserable. So believing in the possibility for yourself comes first. And then we can get into the technical aspect of creating new belief. You have to think about, what do I want to believe? How do I align my belief for the life I want to create? What do I need to believe in order to create the life that I want? For example, if you want to experience more freedom in your life, then the belief that you have to control food isn't aligned with freedom. Here's another example. If you want to go for promotion or open that business, the belief that your body size is the path to create more self-confidence isn't aligned with going for the job or the business. So what do you want to believe right now? Do you want to believe that thinner bodies are better? Most women will say hell no to that. So what else do you want to think? Because you can think anything you want. You can believe anything you want. Sister, you have this power. Your brain is such an amazing tool. You can choose to believe what you want. So I thought I would give you some example of beliefs that you can choose to believe, and even thoughts you can choose to think. And I'm going to refer back to what we teach inside of Undiet Your Life to give you a starting point. So for those that may be new here, we are an organization that is grounded in feminism. So we teach body neutrality for women. We teach that women are not their body, that women have a human body. So from there's a belief that many of our students and that we suggest to women to think about adopting. And it is this one: my body is a tool to experience life, not a sign of my worth. Here's another one. From the place of, if my body is not a sign of my worth, then what is a sign of my worth, right? Here's the thing. Nothing. Here's a new belief. All humans are born worthy, and that includes you. There's nothing that can make a human more worthy because we're all born worthy, including women. So the belief, I am born innately worthy, will dramatically change your self-worth and your self-confidence. These are the same beliefs that I choose to believe for myself. I choose to believe in myself more than in diet culture. Diet culture limiting belief like thinner bodies are more valuable. I choose to believe that my human body is the tool to experience my life and not a sign of my worth. I actively choose to think thoughts that support that I am more than a body as a woman. And that's how I create self-confidence as a woman in a non-thin body. So I just want to get geeky for just a minute here, because I know some of you are like, that sounds like some woo-woo stuff. It's impossible that it's so simple. Well, let me tell you this. Science has demonstrated this. There's a field of research, many of you probably are aware, neuroscience. And one of the most profound discovery that field of research did not so long ago, I'm going to venture to say 25, 30 years ago, is the concept of neuroplasticity, right? That the brain is this super adaptable organ that can change literally the tissue, the nerves inside of our brain can change up to the moment we die. That's how we survive as a species so long. Literally, we can change what's called the neural pathways in our brain. These are partly our belief system. That's how we think a certain way. They call neural pathways. We can change them anytime. In the same way that they were created, we weren't born believing certain things. We learn to believe certain things due to this ability of our brain to evolve and new neural pathway to be created. And the strength of this connection between our neurons, neural pathways, is reinforced every time we repeat the connection. Every time we repeat the thought, this connection becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's how the thoughts, the opinion we think, we feel like they're the truth because they're so solidly anchored into our mind that we think it's a fact when it's not. But here's the beauty about this, right? If neuroplasticity is present up to the end of our life, right now, you can use the neuroplasticity of your brain to change your belief, to change the neural pathways, to change the connection between your neuron in order to believe in yourself more than diet culture, in order for you to create more beliefs that will support your own goodness, your own amazingness, instead of the limiting beliefs of diet culture. So let's wrap this up. Diet culture beliefs do not support your amazingness as a woman, your goodness, your brilliance as a woman. Diet culture beliefs have been manufactured, like the thinner is better, in order to create self-doubt, feelings of victimhood, disempowerment, and lack of self-trust. Diet culture beliefs keeps us playing small, not claim our space, feeling that we need a higher authority to be able to make decisions about our lives. So in order for you to believe in yourself and to the possibility that can be present for you in your life, you need to think and believe in your own amazingness and goodness and create a new system of beliefs for yourself. So I'm going to share with you just about a dozen thoughts and beliefs that you can write down and start onboarding for yourself, or that you can come and join us inside of Undiet Your Life and learn how to implement those in your life. But I wanted to leave you with some more concrete things that you can choose to think. Here's the first one. Food is neutral. What makes food good or bad is my thoughts. I decide what I think about food. What other people think about my body is none of my business. Discomfort is the edge of growth. I trust that my body does what is best for me. My body is the instrument through which I experience life. I respect my body for taking me to where I am today. Moving my body is easy and fun. I can do hard things. Here's my favorite one. I don't need to change my body to believe in myself. Loving myself is simply a decision away. So if you want to create these beliefs for yourself and do the work around believing these beliefs and thoughts and be supported along the way, join us inside of Undiet Your Life. That's the very first module in our program. It's a course called Confidence, the Self-Coaching Project, where we teach you the methodology and the step-by-step process in order for you to have these beliefs for yourself. With that, my sister, I leave you. I love you, and I'll see you on the next episode. Beyond ready to shed diet culture from your life and become the expert at your own body? Awesome. Then you need to join Undiet Your Life program. Go to stephaniedodier.com/join and join us now. Undiet Your Life is the first program of its kind with the unique combination of mindset, life coaching with intuitive eating and body image. Find your freedom, reclaim your power, and take control of your time so you can refocus on what really matters to you. Join Undiet Your Life at stephaniedodier.com/join, and I'll see you on the other side.